Okay. Hi, everybody who is tuning in now or will tune in later. This is Laura Cherry from Om Yoga, and today we'll be doing a sweet, fortifying mudra practice for health and anxiety. If you're new to practicing mudras, no problem, although most of us have been practicing one mudra, excuse me, all of our lives. Hands in prayer at the hearts, Anjali Mudra. I invite you to take this mudra now. Bring the thumbs together, place them at the sternum, and then join the final four fingers together and pull them slightly away from the thumbs. Begin to bring awareness to your breath. You're welcome to soften or close the eyes. And I'll speak briefly about mudras. There's a lot to learn, but I will just tell you the basics so that you have some context. So mudra, the word mudra in Sanskrit means gesture, seal, or signature. And it refers to the fact that every mudra has its own energetic signature. Mudras can be with the face, such as gazing up to the third eye. They can be full body, such as Viparitsa Karani, legs at the wall. But most of the time they are with the hands. The hands have, the tips of the fingers have so many nerve endings that go directly to the brain. There are marma points in the hands, acupressure points, points in Chinese medicine. It's kind of endless. So with all of these different combinations or different elements in the fingers, we can create many different combinations of gestures that will activate certain energies in the physical body, in the subtle body, in the mind, in the spirit. So mudras originated in India probably about 2,000 years ago, but then didn't really take off until the 5th to 15th century. And each mudra awakens within us a core quality, something that we already have, something that's inherent within us, but may need to simply be brought out. According to John and Lillian Lepage, or Lepage, I'm not sure, they have written a fantastic book, which I'll link to, on mudras. They say that mudras are vehicles for unfolding the inherent positive qualities of our true being, thereby supporting our journey of health, healing, and awakening. And today we'll be using mudras to direct the breath and the flow of prana or life force energy. After the first mudra, we'll be moving from the root back up to the heart. Gently release Anjali Mudra. Find a comfortable position for this practice, which can be seated, lying down, or supported, such as supported Supta Baddha Konasana. Just make sure that you can either see what I'm doing with my hands or that you can hear me well enough to follow along. We'll begin with a few exercises for the hands and wrists, just to warm us up. So we'll start by making a gentle fist with both hands, then rotating the wrists in one direction, and then in the opposite direction. Then we can press back on the left fingertips and then press the left fingertips back up into the right ones to create some resistance here. You can do this a few times. Switch hands. We can take what I like to think of as an inverted Anjali Mudra. So you'll bring the tops of the hands down, so the fingers point down. Bring the tops of the hands together and work on separating the wrists a little bit or bringing the fingers out, whatever movements feel healthy and natural to you this morning. And finally, we will interlace the fingers and then turn them inside out. Press out through the fingers, stretching the fingers and the hands. Inhale, bring hands up overhead. Push up from the armpits to get even more height. Inhale, exhale, bend the body over to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, bend the body to the left. Inhale, come back up to center. Release the hands down gently. Take a few breaths. Settle in to a comfortable seat or lying down position, making sure that the spine is aligned. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Begin our practice with the sound of 3 ohms. You can listen or join in. Inhale for Om. Our first mudra in this practice will be Vaikara mudra. It's a gesture of protection, like a shield or a coat of armor. We begin with bringing the hands into fists, and then bringing the tip of the thumb to the second knuckle of the ring finger on each hand. And then from here, we cross the right hand over the heart first, bringing the hand just beneath the collarbone, and then cross the left hand over the right. Breathe. Notice. Even though each mudra has a certain definition of how it's meant to make us feel, we may feel differently. And so I invite you to tune into that, into your own authentic experience. So this mudra is about protection, particularly protection from natural phenomena, such as storms, disease, acts of God. Feel the breath being naturally directed into the chest. The upper sternum is the site of our thymus gland, which helps us maintain a healthy immune system. Vaikara mudra brings our awareness to the 5 elements that are not only out there in nature, but are also inside of us. It helps us to identify with nature, to stop seeing nature as a threat or nature's messages as threatening, but instead as a natural extension of us. Continue to breathe. We'll invite in the elements, which we often see as outside of us, back into us. Sense how your arms are forming this protective shield of energy, especially from forces of nature. We'll begin to change our perspective and see the forces of nature not as threatening, but ultimately as protective. Begin by embodying the protective qualities of Earth, sensing yourself growing roots deep into its firm but yielding surface. Cultivate stability, support, and a sense of firmness. As you deepen your connection to the earth qualities, take several breaths to experience complete safety within your shield of protective energy. Now allow the protective qualities of water to bathe your being in the form of fluidity and flexibility, allowing you to flow with life's cycles and seasons. As you absorb the qualities of water, you develop the adaptability to modify your plans and routines in accordance with nature's rhythms and decisions. Flowing through life with greater adaptability, you naturally open to receive the fire element's protective qualities of clarity and energy. As you integrate the fire element's qualities, take several breaths to affirm the clarity that allows you to perceive situations of risk more easily, along with the energy to deal with them more effectively. As fire provides clarity and energy, the air element naturally infuses your being with its protective qualities of lightness and sensitivity. With increased sensitivity, you respond to changes in your environment quickly, while your enhanced lightness carries you to safety, naturally strengthening your shield of protective energy. As the qualities of air lighten your being, you naturally attune to the space element's protective qualities of intuition and inner listening. This is the element of ether or space. By listening intuitively, you deepen your ability to discern which environments and situations provide safety and which should be avoided completely. Take several breaths to sense the integration of all the elements. All of these qualities within your being, which naturally strengthen your shield of protective energy. With all of the elements' qualities fully integrated, Experience your oneness with the natural world, providing the ultimate protection for your life's journey. You can repeat this mantra to yourself silently or aloud, tuned to all of the elements' protective qualities. I journey in complete safety. Attuned to all of the elements' protective qualities. I journey in complete safety. Attuned to all of the elements' protective qualities. I journey in complete safety. Gently release the mudra. Take a few moments to feel the effects of this protective shield. This protection sets the foundation for the practice that will follow this morning. We'll move all the way down to the root and gradually make our way back up to the heart. Our next mudra is Chinmaya Mudra, the gesture of embodied knowledge. And this is for balancing the first chakra, the root, the Muladhara. So to come into this mudra, curl the hands into fists with the thumbs separate. And then bring the tips of the index fingers to the tips of the thumbs in a semicircle shape. And then bring the hands straight down onto the knees or the thighs. Our root chakra is all about security. It resides at the base of the spine. Draw the shoulders up and back. Sit up tall, spine aligned. And feel how the breath is naturally directed downwards towards the root with a lengthening of the exhale, a natural lengthening. When our first chakra becomes unbalanced, we become very fearful that our basic needs won't be met. Food, water, toilet paper. All of this panic buying is spurred on by deep disruption in the root chakra. As we begin to balance the root chakra, We experience a state of security, groundedness. We're able to fully inhabit and embody our physical bodies with a sense of peace that Mother Nature will always provide. This mudra reduces stress and anxiety, reduces blood pressure, enhances our sense of safety and trust. Stay with this mudra for another minute or so. Focusing your awareness on the breath cycle. The inhalation, the long exhalation, and the pause in between the exhalation and the next inhalation. Root your energy down. Feel your connection to the earth through the sit bones. It is from this stable place that we will continue our journey and our practice today. Release Chinmaya Mudra. Notice the effects both on the mind and in the body. Our next mudra also supports our optimal stabilization. It's Prajna Prana Kriya Mudra. It's a gesture of purifying wisdom for stabilizing the body and the breath. Prajna means wisdom. Prana is the breath or the life force that rides on the breath. And Kriya is a purifying action. So this mudra represents an action that stabilizes our life force energy so that we can more easily move into meditation. To come into this mudra, begin with palms up, curl the index fingers in so that they touch the bottoms of the thumbs. Extend the rest of the fingers and rest the tops of the hands on the thighs or the knees. This mudra draws energy, awareness, and breath into the lower lungs. As you breathe, watch for this. See if you can sense it. This mudra helps us, like the previous one, to cultivate a sense of groundedness. And helps us to harmonize the body and the breath in a way that will make meditation more natural. This mudra also helps to relieve stress and anxiety. It fosters a longer exhale, which signals to the body to relax. Feel the calming effect of this gesture. Continuing to observe the breath. Notice if your mind feels quieter and a little more willing to enter into a meditative state. Continue to breathe into the lower lungs. And I invite you to repeat this mantra out loud or quietly to yourself. With body and breath stabilized completely, I enter into meditation easily. With body and breath stabilized completely, I enter into meditation easily. With body and breath stabilized completely, I enter into meditation easily. Gently release Prajna Pranakriya Mudra. Feel any effects of the mudra. Our next mudra is Madhyama Mudra, which means gesture of the middle finger. Madhyama means middle. There may be many people right now we would like to give the middle finger to. Instead, the invitation is to take this mudra, bring both middle fingers together, neutralize any pointing of fingers, and simply relax the rest of the fingers. And bring this, hold this out at the solar plexus. If you have long nails that is making this uncomfortable, you can curl the middle fingers around each other and sort of gently tug them apart. Relax the shoulders. Keep your spine aligned. Good posture. We've moved up from the roots, the lower part of the body, and into the middle part of the body. As you hold this mudra, feel how the breath and energy is now directed into the solar plexus, into the middle part of the abdomen. This mudra is for the third chakra, the solar plexus, or the Manipura. And this third chakra at the solar plexus is the site of our personal power, our ability to act and to do. It's also involved in our self-esteem and energy balance in general. Right now, I speak for myself and for those whom I know. I'm seeing a lot of energy imbalances in individuals right now because of this current pandemic. Some people are giving and giving and giving, giving more really than what they have to give. Others are falling into more depressive states, feeling stuck, immobile, listless, not being able to do anything or to act. And maybe there's some people like me who vacillate wildly between the two in a matter of a few hours. Allow this mudra to bring your awareness to where your energy may be out of balance. When the solar plexus is in balance, it supports our self-esteem, our ability to act to our full potential. And full potential doesn't mean every possible thing we can humanly do. Because we all know you can't pour from an empty cup. And when you overgive, you deplete yourself, and then you can't give any longer. I invite you to contemplate your energy levels, your balance of giving and receiving, but also lifestyle factors right now, such as diet, sleep, your activities, your routine. Think about ways you could better balance certain aspects of your life right now so that you can act with your full potential and be of the greatest service to others as well as to yourself. Gently release Pranayama mudra. Notice any energy shifts in your body or mind. Our next mudra is one of my favorites, Pala mudra. This is a mudra specifically for anxiety, particularly anxiety about needs not being met. So Pala is a monk's begging bowl used in the practice of bhiksha, which is a practice of great bravery, in my opinion. It's when a monk goes out into the world with just this begging bowl, vowing to only take what is freely given to him or her, with no backup plan. No hoarding of supplies in the back of the robes, nothing, just an empty bowl. Just thinking about this makes me anxious. So let's get into the mudra. We'll start by cupping the left hand and placing it just below the navel. Then we'll cup the right hand and bring that just above the navel. And the hands are lightly touching the abdomen here. Feel the breath pooling in the abdomen, pooling its energy there. The practice of Bhiksha is one of total trust in the universe, and that the universe will provide. The complete opposite of how so many people understandably have reacted to the current crisis. It's about trusting the divine, cultivating a sense of non-attachment to results, doing things for their own sake rather than because of an expected outcome. Imagine that this mudra is creating a little sanctuary in the abdomen. A place where your mind, your breath, and your attention can rest. A place where you are safe and fully supported by the divine. And we'll begin to invite the different parts of our bodies into this sanctuary with us. Begin by inviting your legs and your feet. Take several breaths to allow these parts of the body to relax. Now, welcome your pelvis, abdomen, and lower back into this sanctuary. And sense how these areas are gently expanding and relaxing in synchronicity with your soft, rhythmic breathing. For the next few breaths, allow your chest and upper back to be bathed in absolute tranquility. Naturally experiencing greater lightness and ease throughout these areas of your body. Now invite your shoulders, arms, hands, and fingers into this sanctuary. And allow them to relax completely. Allow your neck and head to also enter this sanctuary, tranquility. Allow your eyes, ears, mouth and jaw just soften and relax completely. Allow your entire being to rest within this inner sanctuary. And take several breaths to experience tranquility. Release this container, Pala Mudra. Our next mudra is for the Manomaya Kosha. This is part of our subtle body that has our thoughts and emotions in it. It's one of the layers of the subtle body. And so this mudra is Purna Hridaya Mudra. Purna Hridaya literally means full heart. So we have come back to the heart space. Start by interlacing just the top parts of the fingers, leaving the thumbs out of it for now, and then join the thumbs below to make either a heart shape or a circle. Hold this mudra in front of the heart. Relax the shoulder blades. This mudra is all about recognizing and accepting our thoughts and feelings, no matter what they may be, no matter if we like them or not, if they are positive, negative, or neutral. Most of us, most of the time, are doing whatever we can to seek out the experience of happiness and avoid the experience of suffering. And it keeps us on this roller coaster of highs and lows, where we can never actually achieve a state of contentment. This mudra helps us to see our thoughts more objectively and our feelings for what they are, to accept them without allowing them to rule us, without allowing them to state that they are us, that we are our thoughts and our feelings. Because that isn't true. There's a layer beyond that. And that is what we invoke in this full heart mudra. Feel the breath directed back into the chest. This position of the arms, the elbows out, helps to alleviate depression. the breath being drawn into the thymus gland once again at the top of the sternum helps to keep our immune systems healthy. It improves our capacity to breathe. Notice the horizontal movement of the upper ribs. Take a few moments to witness your thoughts. Whatever arises. Some thoughts might be positive. Some thoughts we might call negative. And the art and the practice is coming to see these thoughts with an equal eye, with the same attitude as simply thoughts and feelings. They're like changes in the weather. If we can focus on that big blue sky beyond any clouds, there we can find an open, peaceful heart. And a mind that is awake. Release Purna Hridaya Mudra, full heart mudra. Relax the shoulders back down. Feel the cumulative effects of this practice. And we'll end with one final mudra, also at the heart, which is simply Hridaya Mudra, heart mudra. It's a gesture of the spiritual heart, and it's for seeking divine refuge. Begin by placing the right hand over the heart. And then the left. The breath remains in the chest. For this mudra, it too cultivates the health of the immune system. This is a mudra for calling on the divine in challenging times. helps us to cultivate trust in the universe. And helps us to gain a wider perspective and a sense of clarity that only a connection with the divine can provide. When we turn to the divine for support, we will receive this clarity. Divine guidance will awaken insight and wisdom within us so that we know the best way to react, what the best thing to do is. It can also help us see the causes behind events, which will help us prevent them from happening again. The divine shows us that every obstacle we face is a teaching meant to guide us on our spiritual journey. Renew your connection to your divine, whatever name you may give it. And call upon the support of the divine and of the divine in every single being around you. Breathe into the heart. Allow divine guidance, compassion, and perspective to enter into you or to awaken within you. Release the hands as you're ready. And sit with yourself. Remember feelings of empowerment, tranquility, and balance that come with these practices. And remember that they are always here for you. Bring hands into Anjali Mudra. Bow the head. I bow to the highest teacher who is all around me, within every obstacle, within everyone, and within me. Om Bolo Satguru Bhagavan Ki Jai. Namaste. Thank you so much. If you enjoyed this, you can donate. Venmo, my name is Laura-Cherry-9. But these practices will remain open to all regardless of ability to pay. Thank you. Be well.